Is that good? Is that good? There, that's better. That's better. What a race. What a race. Alright guys, hey, what's up guys, it's Sam. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today we're going to do an episode of RaceInformer, and we're not in the main studio because the computer's not working, and since I couldn't use the mic anyway, why not just change it up a little bit, you know? Why not? Give me a reason. Give me a reason. So we had the Chicagoland race this weekend, and was not expecting that. Insane race, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but right now we're going to do the race rundown. So, Paul Menard started on the pole for the race, which is pretty rare. We didn't really see him happen, but even more rare is that he smiled. He smiled during his picture. That's even more rare. He's only had one pole in his entire career, and he's only smiled once in his entire career, and that was this weekend, and the time that he won the pole, like in 2008, so it's pretty cool. You don't really get to see Paul Menard smile that much. But pretty quickly after the race started, Ryan Blaney took the lead, and then pretty quickly after that, Clint Boyer came and took the lead. And then he went to pit stop. He went for his pit stop on stage 1. I think it was like 45 or something. And then he was speeding on pit road. He got a penalty. Okay, he can make back up from that. But then while he was going to serve his penalty, he got another penalty. So he's now 3 laps down. Because he had to go serve the penalty again. Luckily, he didn't speed on that penalty, because then he'd be pretty... I think at that point, he should just call it a day. But, yeah, that kind of sucked. He was like 3 laps down. He actually made back up to finish. I don't remember exactly where he finished, but he finished not horribly. Or I think he finished on the lead lap or something. I'm not sure. But he did... It was pretty impressive to where he came to finish after all that. Eric Almirola took the lead after that, or Austin Dillon was leading for a little bit after that, but then he had to pit, and then Almirola took the permanent lead, and he won stage 1. That was his first career stage win. And then after stage 1, he was still leading, and then he led a little bit at the second stage. He led, I think, 25 laps of that, something like that. And then after that, he kind of had a loose wheel, and then that sucked for him for the rest of the day because he had to pit for that. And then once he got back on the lead lap, he actually got another loose wheel at the 3rd stage. Now let's talk about the stage 2 finish. Now that was pretty cool. Kurt Busch, it looked like he was going to win the stage, but then coming towards the final lap, it was kind of like how the race ended, but not as exciting. But Kevin Harvick, I think he took the inside lane, and then he actually caught up to Kurt Busch, and then they were beating and banging, bumping into each other, and then Kevin Harvick barely edged out Kurt Busch for the stage 2 win. Pretty close to how the race finish was, but not as exciting. It was hard racing, and then Kurt Busch got on the radio and said this.
Here's Kurt Busch at the end of that stage.
Championship. What the? I mean, really? That's a teammate right there, everybody. Tuning into NBC Live. That's what a teammate does. Never expected that from a teammate. Never expected it. Wow.
You're racing! It's a stage win, man! You're racing!
I don't know why he's all upset and anything, but in my opinion, that's just racing, and you gotta kind of be prepared for that. He was probably the heat of the moment. I think he's all right about it now. He's not that mad anymore. I think he got on Twitter after the race and said that he wasn't mad anymore, but it's hard racing. That's what you got to expect. Now, coming into the final stage, we had threatening weather. There was rain maybe in the area. It didn't actually catch up to us until after the race, but the rain was in the area. That was talks, and then there was people making strategies, but then it never came. And I was kind of hoping that when Kyle took the lead that the rain would happen, but now I'm glad that it didn't. He won anyway, and then the race was awesome at the end. Cole Witt had a crash at the end of at the beginning of stage 3, and that caused a caution to come out, and then everybody had to pit, and then because of that, Kyle Busch took the lead. And then he would keep that lead until the end of the race. And then Denny Hamlin would crash some point in the 3rd stage. He ended up finishing 7th, I believe, 6th or 7th, and then so it didn't really matter to him anyway, but Denny Hamlin had a crash that caused another caution, and then that bunched up the field again, but Kyle Busch led anyway. Yes, Busch ended up dominating the final stage of the race. I mean, he didn't have a good car at all. I did not come into this race thinking that Kyle Busch was going to win, and then when he started 18th of the race, I was like, yeah, he's not going to win. And he actually did it. So in the final laps of the race, it was interesting because there was a bunch of lapped cars. Ryan Newman was giving Kyle Busch a hard time because Ryan Newman is like that. And then that made everybody bunch up together. Kyle Larson came up close to Kyle Busch, and then they were racing hard, and then came to the final lap, and then Kyle Larson took the inside lane. He did a slide job, Dale Jr.'s slide job, and then Kyle Larson got into Kyle Busch as he was coming back towards the outside lane. He got in Kyle Busch, put him in the wall, and then Kyle Busch was still able to catch up to him as Kyle Larson passed again. And then Kyle Busch got into the back of Kyle Larson, spun him around. Kyle Busch got into the wall, and then Kyle Busch ended up passing Kyle Larson, and they finished 1-2 with Kyle Busch winning. Super happy about that. What did you guys think of the race? If you guys liked it, please leave a like on this video. If you did like this video, please leave a dislike and a hate comment telling me exactly what I did wrong. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. And as always, goodbye, bunny rabbits. I don't have the bunny rabbit in here, but yeah, goodbye. RaceInformer on Friday. Hopefully we have the computer back by then. Okay, bye.